Good morning, y'all. It's Monday morning. Man, it is cold. It went from like 70 degrees yesterday, man, and it's like 42 degrees now or something. Yeah, 42. Dude, and I know 42 is not bad up north. But down here, man, 42 and the gust of wind, man, it's a little bit chilly, you know. So we're not working today. Bo called me this morning. You know, it's wet, cold, rained all night. You know, he wanting to try to get in my pocket. You know, so I ain't gonna let him get in my pocket. You know, not today. It just ain't. There's nothing going on, man. So, like I was saying yesterday, there's a few things I need to do this week. Like, we're not going to be working a lot this week. The weather's the direct opposite of what it needs to be. So, I was watching some videos yesterday, you know, and a couple of guys that were talking about, you know, payments and, you know, getting a card on file. You know, I got, you know, 90-something customers, man, and I don't have any cards on file, y'all. I never really had to do that because all my customers are, you know, long-term customers. They're not, you know, I don't do many, you know, one-time cuts or whatever. But I instead of me doing the card on file, I take a check. Of course, I take cash. I'll take Zelle, Cash App, and Venmo. And a lot of people are starting to pay me with the Cash Apps, you know, whichever one, you know. Venmo might be the one they use the most, but I got a few that do Zelle too. So, yeah. But that, to me, that's just the best way to do it. A card on file is good, I guess, you know, until people's cards start, you know, well, what if they lose their card, or what if they, you know, it's out of, you know, the expiration date on it expires, and you got to go in there and redo all that, you know, and I don't know how hard that is because I don't have any. I don't take Square or nothing like that. It's either cash, check, or one of the apps, you know. The Venmo app charges you for instant, you know, instant money in your account, and so there is they don't call it a fee, but it is a fee if you want to get it right then. You know, yeah, I mean, they're all same way with the Cash App. It's just called the Cash App. I use that one a lot too. Now I got a few people that Zelle, and I even got a few PayPal people, you know, that do PayPal. I have all that stuff set up, you know, so I don't have to. You know, I'm just not, I don't have to worry about, it's just another thing, you know, doing the credit card on file, that's just another filing system that I got to keep up with, you know. And true enough, I do that, you know, to get my money, but anytime I can find a way to do things that don't require a whole lot of monitoring and all of that, you know, that's the way that's the route I take, man. I don't never take the, you know, well, that's just the way I do that. The majority of my customers pay me with a check. You know, I probably got, out of 90, I probably got 35 or so, 40 of them that do the Cash Apps. You know, I never had to have a credit card on file, and I thought about doing that, you know. Well, I thought about doing that at some point, but after all the Cash Apps came out, I'm like, man, why would I want to, you know, why do that, man? Why have some more stuff to keep up with? And, you know, the Venmo and the Zelle and the Cash App, I just send a request and they pay me, whether they're at work or at their office, and then they're in control of paying me and me not, you know, having their card on file and, you know, just having to keep up with all that, man. I leave the property, bam, Venmo. You know, and if they're at work at their office, they can pay me. If they're, you know, in Mexico, they can pay me. If they're, you know, whatever, they can pay me. And then they're, you know, are aware of the charge, and I'm not going to have a customer come back on me and say, well, Ray, why'd you charge me, you know, on my card, you know? And then what do you do if a card is declined? And I don't know if that happens often, but, you know, it can, you know. What happens then? I don't know. Any of you guys that do card on file, I don't know. I just think card on file is, I mean, it's a way to get your money for sure, you know. I'm just not sure it's something that I really want to do, you know, now that they got all these apps out. I thought about getting more into that, but I don't really have, if I had a big problem with people paying me, but I don't have a problem with people paying me. I don't, man. This year, I didn't, you know, I don't have no card on file. I don't even have that system set up. I don't use Square, and I didn't have one person not pay me. You know, not one person all summer. You know, where I had to, you know, go back and try to get my money for whatever. Everybody pays me. If you don't pay me, man, I don't deal with you, man. And I got a pretty good meter, a personal meter that I look at when I'm bringing customers on and all that, you know. And like I say in a lot of the videos, you know, most of my work is, you know, referrals. So if it's a referral, I don't worry about people paying me or not. And it can happen, you know, anybody can run into hard times, you know, and all that. But the Venmo stuff is really the way to go moving forward, if you ask me. Because and then Venmo keeps a record of it, you know. Now I don't leave my money in Venmo. I don't do that. I take my money out of the Venmo. Usually I'll go if once that Venmo account hits, you know, $1,000 or $800 or whatever, you know, then I'll usually deposit it into my account, you know, because you never know, you know. I'd hate to have $3,000 or $4,000 sitting in a Venmo account and then Venmo go down for whatever reason. You know, I mean, you just never know. My bank is local, so if I get money transferred to my bank, then I don't have to worry about it being in some, you know, infinity internet, you know, somewhere where I can't get to it or whatever. So, what if somebody breaches Venmo and they start taking people's money? You know, Venmo, I don't know that Venmo is going to guarantee that money like a bank would. That's just my thoughts. And these apps, y'all know these apps, they come and go, you know. I don't do that, man. I don't leave the money in any of the cash apps for long. If that Venmo account gets up to 1,000 or even if it gets up to 1,000, that's rare. I don't let that happen. Usually it'll get up to, you know, 500, 600, 700, and then I'll do a transfer. And I don't do the instant transfer. I do the, you know, the other transfer. But the instant transfer is going to cost you, you know, and it's you know, it's not much, you know, but I just don't like leaving my money anywhere like that, you know. And the same way with the Cash App, and the same way with Zelle. Well, Zelle automatically puts it in my account, and I don't have to do anything. The Venmo, you got to prompt them to put it in your account, you know. But you know, you leave that money in the Venmo and let it build up to $2,000 or $3,000. I ain't gonna do that, dude. That's just me, man. And I'm not saying that, you know, what other people do is what other people do. I'd rather it be in a savings account in my bank than in the Zelle. because my bank is going to protect my money and make sure that if somebody goes online and steals money out of my bank account, well, I can get that money back. If somebody breaches Venmo, can you get that money back? I don't know. I don't know what the. So one guy come on here was talking about, well, it's like free money, or it's like it's like he didn't notice it, he didn't miss it, and it'll be up to $4,000 or $5,000. There ain't no damn way I'm gonna leave $4,000 or $5,000 in a cash app, man, or Zelle or Venmo or whatever. There ain't no way. Not me. I put that money in a checking account, savings account, to where I can use it to pay for things and use that money to make more money. And what would happen if somebody breached Zelle's, Venmo's? So of course they want you to keep the money in the Venmo. But there is a fee. I heard a couple of guys talking about there was no fee to use Venmo. There is a fee if you want to instantly deposit it. I mean, when you go on these cash apps and stuff, I mean, they make money. They have to make money, so that's how they make their money. I mean, don't think that they don't make their money, that they don't make no money, that it's free. They're making money some kind of way, or who's paying the folks that develop the app? Who's paying for all that? So the instant is where they make their money at, and they probably got other streams of revenue too. Maybe some, I don't know. But Venmo's a really good one, man, and it keeps up with everything. Like, I pay Drew through Venmo. I pay anything that I get done around my house, or anytime I pay a contractor for anything, I pay it with Venmo. And most people accept the Venmo. Most people do. So yeah, but don't leave your money in Venmo, y'all. Don't be listening to all these folks, man. There ain't no sense in leaving your money in the Venmo account and get a Venmo debit card. Why do I want to go through all of that? I got enough shit to keep up with, just running the business and the money and everything. Why I want another debit card on money that's mine? That's that don't even make no sense, y'all. Think about it. But I ain't gonna do that, man. Leave it in there until it gets up to $500 or so. That'd be about the most I'll leave in there, and don't even like doing that. I've been known to go into the Venmo once a week and pull my money out of it, because, like I said, you just never know, man. Is it protected? Is that money protected by the government? Is it? I don't know. It might be. It might be, man. For all I know. I'm gonna run here and get me a biscuit, y'all. This is Ray. Peace out. Okay. So today, y'all, I'm gonna take the Bobcat to the shop. I don't know if I already said that or not. If I did, I'll edit it out. Then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get the dump trailer and carry it to the dump. Get all this done so when the weather clears up, I'll have, I'll be, better prepared. So Bo called me this morning, and he was wanting to work, and I told him no, right? I said, man, I ain't working in this crap, man. And then he said, well, hey, and this is what he does when he thinks it's gonna change what I'm gonna do. He said, well, hey, can you give me a ride to the shelter? And I've been trying to give him a ride to the shelter for 2 months. Why ain't he went yet? Why is he gonna want to go now? Because Bo's the type of dude. Well, he might go to the shelter because it is pretty cold. Gonna be pretty cold tonight. But he what he does is he'll say, I'm gonna go to the shelter like, well, I'm going to the shelter, so I won't be able to work no more. You know, like that's gonna move me to do something different. Like that's gonna make me generate work for him or something. You see, and that's how he does it, man. And that's how he thinks, man. He thinks that, well, if Ray finds out I'm going to the shelter, then he'll find some work for me, so I won't go to the, you know. And you know, that's not true. So, you know, I don't know what he's thinking, or you know what he's doing, or you know any of those things, man. I'm just, you know, well, I'm the same, you know. So I said, yeah, man, I'll take you to the shelter. And then as soon as I said that, he copped deuces in, because I said, well, which one you want to go to? I don't know. I'll have to look and see, or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll call you back. Well, I don't have a phone. He said, I'm gonna let you go, you know, bye. Because see, as soon as it came down to it, where yeah, I'll take you to the shelter. Which one you want to go to? He didn't. You know, he copped deuces, and then he's like, you know, y'all know. Then he's like, okay, that didn't work, so now I got to figure something else out, you know. And I told him, I said, I'll call you back. He said, well, I don't have a phone. I said, well, you need a phone, dude. So I got to let you go. And that's the nature of both. It's like this every year, y'all. It's nothing. Don't get spooked, you know, and stuff, you know, this time of year, you know, when things, when that cliff, you know, when you run up on that cliff of the off season, and it's like a drop where you're making really great money, and then you don't make great money no more. It happens every year, and what you got to do is you got to prepare yourself for that. You got to believe in your heart that it's going to happen. Winter will come, and it will dry your money up, you know. So you got to be thinking about that in May and June, you know, so you can prepare your finances and everything for the remainder of the season. It's easy to, you know, make it in the summertime when you're, you know, making $500, $600, $700, $800 a day. I mean, you know, that's not a challenge. The challenge then, of course, is the heat and being able to do all the work and make money at it without the equipment going down and all that, you know. So yeah, see. But yeah, so you know, be ready, man. You got to be ready, you know. And in the very beginning, it's hard, man. It's real hard in the very beginning. At least it was for me, you know, to make it in the winter, to make it, you know, through to Christmas, you know, and things start really getting tight, you know, come Christmas time, you know, real tight. So gotta be aware of that, you know. And anyway, what worse time is there, you know, to have slow time, you know, between, you know, October and Christmas. Dude, it can get pretty slow when you compare it to the summertime. You just gotta be, you know, I preach about it all the time in my videos, man. You just gotta be thinking about the future, man. You gotta be thinking about, you know, the winter time, next season, and all those things got to come into play when you're out here and you're, you know, entrepreneur in the lawn care and landscape world, man. You know, trying to grow and trying to get your business bigger and all that, you know, to where you can kind of relax a little bit. You know, you get, you know, you like to think, well, man, I'll kick butt all summer, and then come wintertime, I should be good, you know, and not have to do a whole lot, and, you know, make it through the winter, you know. And sometimes some seasons have been better than other seasons, but in the beginning, it's a mindset, man. You gotta get your brain, you know, thinking like that. You know, when my first year or two, I'd make all that good money, and of course I didn't make like I make now, but I made all that good money, what I thought was good money. It was good money, you know, during the summer, not thinking that, you know, that it's going to end, or just not thinking about it, you know. And then all of a sudden, bam, the end comes, and I'm sitting there looking crazy, and I ain't got no money coming in, and I ain't got no work coming down the pipe, you know. And that is scary, dude. That's scary. And, you know, and going and getting a 9 to 5 at that point, well, I mean, I couldn't do it, man. I mean, once I did this for a season or two, going back and getting a 9 to 5 was not an option, as long as I'm physically able to do this, you know, be out here and all that. And to be quite honest with you, you don't have to be in top physical condition to do lawn care or landscape work. You really don't. You just got to be a good thinker, and you got to buy good tools, and of course, you know, you got to have help, you know, for, you know, the lawn care end of it. But I don't, you know, you don't have to be a freaking athlete to be out here, man. Come on, you know, you don't have to be, and the longer you do it, the less physical stuff that you do. You know, I'd hate to think that I've been doing this for 13 or 14 years and I'm still doing hardcore physical labor. You know, nothing wrong with that, but for me, I'm like, man, I want a machine to do it, man. You know, the machine's got to be able to, you know, to do it. My thing is coming up with the money and being sassy with your money. That's where you got to be really good and really smart, more so than the physical aspect of it. You got to be smart with your money and invest in the proper equipment that you need to do whatever you want to do. And that really don't even apply to just lawn care, you know, lawn care and stuff. That can apply to, you know, any entrepreneurial type thing, you know. You know, in the beginning, I didn't have the wherewithal or the finances or the confidence to go out and buy equipment outside of, you know, lawnmowers and weed eaters and blowers and stuff. You know, I didn't know, you know, what to buy. You know, good thing I didn't have a lot of money in the beginning, because I wouldn't have known what to buy, and then I would have made some bad decisions, because I was just coming from an uneducated place in the business, you know, not knowing where the business is going, what's my vision. See, now that I've been doing it for so long, I know what my vision is. I know what I want to do, and I've understood that for a few years now. You know, I want to make top dollar. That's what I want. And making top dollar ain't just the amount of money that somebody writes you a check for. Making top dollar is keeping your expenses down to where you can keep some of that, most of that money that somebody writes you a check for. You know, you got to build your business slowly but surely. You know, and I think that's why a lot of guys that start out and they either they are got money saved up, and they're gonna, you know, and they're just starting out, and they got cash in their 401k from where they've been working at a job to buy lawn equipment and stuff like that. You know, see, that's scary to me, because by the mere fact that they're starting out, they don't really know what equipment they may need. Yeah, a lawnmower, but you know, what kind of lawnmower, what size lawnmower, what's your target property, and that kind of thing, you know. What, you know, so, you know, in the beginning, I didn't know none of that. And it ain't like I woke up one day and said, okay, this is the target jobs I want to do, and this is stuff I don't want to do, you know. I've had to kind of learn over the course of time what is good for me and profitable for me and my business and all that, you know. Might not be the same as for somebody else, you know, according to, you know, geographical location and all that, you know. But there's plenty of money to be made out here, man. Plenty. So just gotta kind of stack your money a little bit and get through each winter and have a vision during the summer of what you're trying to do for next year. I see in July and, you know, June and July of this year, I'm already thinking about next year. So every purchase that I make is with that thinking in mind, you know, for years to come. I'm not just thinking about right now, you know. And I think a lot of guys get caught up like that, man, where they're just thinking about right now, you know, today, this week, this month, this year, you know. All right, y'all, so I'm pulling up down here to the shop to drop the Bobcat off. And this guy right here, y'all, he is really smart, man. I mean, dude is like a freaking just a Mac daddy when it comes to mechanic stuff, man. You know, he's got a lot of stuff down here. Dude can fix anything, man. You know, I always try to do things when, you know, when I can't work or work is slow and I can kind of manipulate the work better. During the summer, I don't have a lot of choices on manipulating the work and putting it off and that kind of thing, because you have to do that, you know. You have to stay ahead of the game. But during the winter, I can kind of push things around and, you know, slide this to that day and all that. I went and picked up a check from one of my commercial accounts on the way back, and they got a couple $100 worth of work up there to do, and it's only like 3 miles from my house. You know, I'm gonna go in here. I don't know how interesting the videos are or anything, you know, because I don't really have a whole lot to talk about because of the fact that, well, we're not working and all that. So, you know, yeah. Anyway, this is Ray. I'll kick back with you guys. Peace out.